Canon plans to release a staggering amount of RF glass this summer, along with the Canon EOS R1. And should you get the Canon EOS R5 or the Sony A7S III? This and more after the intro. Hi, I'm Simon. Thanks for tuning into The Ordinary Filmmaker. Subscribe to get notification of new videos like this one so you don't miss any news, rumors, gear reviews, or tutorials. And to make things just a little bit more exciting, I'm giving away a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. Details are in the description down below, or you can watch this video here, but please look at the terms and conditions as there are some age and location restrictions. And now for the news. Canon Rumors says that a source with a stellar track record has told me that Canon will announce more lenses at once than ever before. The lenses will have different shipping dates, but Canon's going to make a massive splash with a new camera and many, many lenses. All right, so I think the real big thing here is that this helps kind of confirm that, things are getting back on track, that Canon's more or less solved its production issues, whatever they were, whatever caused them. That's really besides the point. By the end of March or April, we should be back to normal with Canon. So they're getting ready for a massive splash. They're going to announce all their lenses. And you know what camera this has got to be. Now, Craig doesn't say, but you've got the Olympics coming up. Sony's already released the Alpha 1. You know that camera that's got to be coming out? It's got to be the R1. So that's going to be super exciting. Now, we don't really know much about the R1. We had some rumors late last year, but then earlier this year, Craig seemed to back up the truck saying, yeah, not so quick about that. Looks like all those rumors of the R1 really aren't that substantial. He's getting rumors all over the place about that camera, so we're just going to have to wait and see what that camera's all about. Now, I get it. If you've been following this channel for a long time, you already have a pretty good idea of what's expected lens-wise this year, and if you want to flip over at this point, go to the next segment, by all means. Now, what we didn't know was, well, when these lenses are going to get announced and in what order. Let's have a quick look at what's rumored to be released in this big announcement. Now, according to Canon Rumors, we're going to see a pair of tilt-shift lenses, the 14mm f4 and the 24mm f3.5, both L-series lenses. 4 zoom lenses are coming, including the RF 10-24 f4 L-series USM, the 14-35 f4L IS USM, the RF 18-45mm f4 to 5.6 image stabilized STM, and the RF 100-400mm f5 f5.6, that is, to 7.1 image stabilized USM. We're also going to get 2 primes, including the RF 35mm f1.2 L-series USM, and a personal favorite of mine is the 135mm f1.4 L-series USM. 2 macro RF lenses are included, and that's the RF 24mm f1.8 image stabilized STM, and I love this lens. I had the EF version of this, and that's the 100mm f2.8 L-series image stabilized USM macro. But for most of you, the big excitement is around the super telephoto lenses, and that includes the RF 400mm f2.8 image stabilized USM, the RF 500mm f4 image stabilized USM, the 600mm at f4 as well, the 800mm at f5.6, and the RF 1200mm f8 image stabilized USM. Any of these get your interest? Okay, I already kind of let this out, but the 1200mm f8 is something I would just love to actually just get my hands on and try out. I definitely won't be able to afford that. And of course, the RF 100mm f2.8 macro. I had the EF version and I loved that lens. I bought it by mistake, but it turned out to be one of my favorites. So I'm looking forward to getting that again. Now, one more thing before I go behind the scenes. Now, the sum total of all these lenses rumored is only a fraction of all the rumored lenses that are supposed to be coming to the RF platform. So let's take a quick look at all of those lenses. As you can see here, there's over 30 of them. And if you take a look at the 24mm in itself, you can see that there's several different, what's the word I'm looking for? Not prescriptions, but, well, anyhow, the word eludes me. But you can see there's an awful lot of different variations of the 24mm. We can also see the 50mm. There's supposed to be an f1.4 coming as well. So this is what is left on the rumored list. Now, here's the biggest problem I have with this list. They're rumored lenses. Most of them are CR, CR1 at best, and that means that they're just rumors. They're not validated. The only thing that's been validated is what's supposed to be coming here in 2021, and that's a CR2, so that means it comes from well-known sources. So the lens rumored that I just talked about, all those lenses, the macro lenses, the zoom, the tilt shift, the super telephoto, and the primes, all of those lenses are coming from our validated sources, and those are coming this year, as well as the Canon EOS R1. At least that's what we're led to believe. Could you imagine them releasing another camera other than the R1? It would be a big surprise in the fact that it isn't the R1, and we'd be shocked. But anyhow, let's go behind the scenes. A couple of videos ago, I told you that my Prograde 325GB Cobalt card was acting up on me. This happened right as soon as I got my Canon R5 back, and it was the week where, everything that could possibly happen did go wrong. And I think there's a Murphy's Law that what can go wrong will go wrong in the worst possible time. And this certainly seemed to bear fruit. Now, some of you says, well, maybe something happened when the camera was repaired. Well, I did some testing of my own. I have SanDisk cards, I have Angelbird cards, and of course the Prograde cards. So the Angelbird card, the 2 terabyte, didn't have any problems at all. I recorded over and over and over, no problems. And every time I put the Prograde in, it started failing on me. I tried SD cards, no problem again. I ran tests here. I ran Blackmagic's disk utility, and the speeds were fine, which really stunned me. So I called the company, and or I think I left a message first. I can't remember which one, but they got back to me very quickly. Prograde was right on top of things. They said, look, we don't get many of these cards failing. The last one he remembers was back last year. And so I ran a few tests. I did different types of formatting, and it didn't help in any way whatsoever. So he suggested we do an RMA. And this was all done in a series of, well, probably over 5 hours, including the testing that I ran. Well, I shipped it off, and it didn't get there till the weekend, or I think it was Friday. It got there late Friday. And Monday morning, he got back to me saying, look, we're not having any problems with it. It's working in the R5 for some strange reason. That kind of had me worried. I'm like, well, maybe I do have something wrong with the R5. Well, yesterday I got the card back, and I tried recording for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, no problems whatsoever. So it looked like it might have been the card. I don't know what the problem was because they didn't find any issues. But, I think this is a testament to products. It's impossible to buy a product that isn't going to, from any company that isn't going to fail at some point whatsoever. But what I think really matters is the support that goes behind that. And despite everything going on in the world today, Prograde was very quick. They were very quick to support. And when it came to honoring the warranty and sending me out another card, no problem. They didn't even bat an eye over it. So I certainly felt like I was dealing with a professional high-grade company. All right, now I want to talk to you about the Canon EOS R5 and the Sony A7S III. You'll see in a lot of videos people comparing, saying, which camera should I get? Is the R5 better than the A7S III and vice versa? So what I want to do in this weekend's Ask Me Anything video, the AMA video, I want to focus on questions related to the R5 and the A7S III. Last week I focused on setting up a YouTube channel, so anything you guys had related to YouTube, post a question. So probably before tonight, sometime after this video is out, I'm going to go ahead and post a poll seeking questions related to the R5 and the A7S III. And I got to tell you, I'm so glad I have the A7S III here. I've been wanting this camera for many, many years. Probably like a lot of you that have the A7S III, you waited for so long that you didn't even think this camera was going to come out. So I'm really excited to have it here because I'm able to see it. I'm able to see some of its quirks. I'm able to see where it really stands up, and I'm not going to give too much away right now because I want to save that for this week's video. I'm going to take 10 questions, so post me your question. Make it as detailed as you can, but when I say detailed, I'm not looking for 300 words or anything. Try to keep it to a couple of sentences, but be specific in what your question's about. So that's what I want to do this weekend. And what you'll also notice is I haven't been producing a lot of videos lately, and that's partly because spring has arrived and I want to get outside, but mostly because there really is very little news out there. I mean, this news that I'm reporting on today just came out, so I'm out there. It's just after work, and I'm getting this scripted. And once I'm finished recording, I'm going to take it into the computer, make sure the focus is right and good. Then I'm going to get outside, and I'm going to play around with my son, because right now it's 5 degrees, which is 40 degrees Fahrenheit. It's sunny. It feels like it's 55, 60 because, well, behind the house, with the sun hitting the brick, it's warming up really nicely, and it just feels very much like spring. So what I've got planned for my son is we're going to head over to Canadian Tire. We're going to walk there. I'm going to pick up some more pots because, well, I'm growing tomato plants, cucumber plants, and some bok choy. It's nice to see them sprouting. I've already got a few of them up. I planted some 2 weeks ago and one last week because not many came up. And now I've got 13 tomato plants, and they produce these really small orange cherry tomatoes. They're kind of like cylindrical. No, not like the UFOs. They're little cylindrical tomatoes. And my wife loves them. So instead of going shopping for seeds this year, when she said, oh, I like these, I said, okay, give me one. I took the seeds out and planted them, and she's not going to be disappointed. So winter's definitely coming to an end. And this is kind of a segue into, don't forget, I have the spring challenge. And the winner of that challenge, go ahead and watch this video here, but the winner of that challenge essentially can win a 512 gigabyte Angelbird CF Express card, as well as a CF card reader. So that's a really good prize. And all you have to do is put together a video of 30 seconds. It doesn't have to be longer. You can if you want. Capture spring. Capture the essence of spring, the meaning of spring to you. Doesn't matter if you're in the tropics or down in Antarctica. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win 2 Angelbird 128 gigabyte AV Pro MK2 V90 SD cards, along with a dual UHS-2 card reader. Or you could also win a Ulanzi LED light package with accent lights, underwater lights, and various other flat panel lights that you can use to light your subject, or as a starter kit for starting your own YouTube channel. I'll be awarding these 2 prize bundles once the channel reaches 30,000 subscribers, and then I'll be offering up different prize bundles every 10,000 or so until the channel reaches 100,000. And at that point, I'll be awarding a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. And on that bombshell, thanks so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. We'll see you again soon. Okay, if it seemed like I rushed through that last piece, it's because I just heard the garage door open, which means my wife is home with my son, just picked him up from school. So, that's why I was going a little bit faster. I'm trying to slow things down. I don't want to speak too fast. But anyhow, guys, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.